Remember, teams, no confirming on toss-up.
Welcome to the match featuring Tigers and Overachievers and my son. Please remember that you must signal and be recognized before beginning your answer. Since we're all familiar with the rules, I'll begin with the first toss-up question. You're playing for a 20-point bonus. Toss-up. Collins, Smith, Wayne. Those United States cities are all preceded for 10 points by what one-syllable word for a defensive structure that also precedes Lauderdale?
Right. Fort.
Correct. Fort. Bonus. Please, you may confirm. In summer 2010, it appeared that they would finally be separated, with one going off to college and the other staying at home. In the attic, in a box along with several friends, including Mr. and Mrs. Potato Heads, for 5 points apiece, name this Pixar-created sheriff and astronaut and the actors who voiced them for the third time.
Just that if they're wrong. Oh. And say it.
Woody and Buzz Lightyear.
And the actors who voiced
Tom Hanks and
I don't think they
and or both.
Tom Hanks and who else?
Tim Allen. Toss up. Their name comes from the Greek for living a double life. For 10 points, which class of vertebrates exploits both aquatic and terrestrial habits?
Time. Next team.
No. Amphibians and amphibia.
You said it, but you have to be recognized.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Toss up. Again, you have to be recognized, not only buzzers. The oldest college in America, Harvard, opened in 1636. For 10 points, within 25 years, what year was our school founded?
1856.
This is a bonus. You all may confer amongst yourselves. You all may not answer. Name this letter after one clue for 30 points, after two for 20 points, and after all three for 10 points. The first clue. It's silent in the words build and play.
Time.
2. It follows the G in Portuguese. Correct. When followed by the number 2, it names Bono's rock group.
Once the answer is over.
All right. Got 20 points. Toss up. The first one appeared in 1913 in the New York World. These days, the New York Times is most famous, edited by enigmatologist Will Shorts. For 10 points, what are these grid puzzles solved with up and down clues?
Sudoku? Sudoku?
No.
Word loop. When you be off the bus. Word loop. No. Crossword.
Crossword.
Sorry.
Toss up. Though he won a Grammy for his 1970 The Thrill Is Gone, the thrill has never been gone with
Right here.
B.B. King?
Yes.
3rd century BC measurement of the circle determined the surface area of a sphere for 15 points apiece. 1. Name this greatest of Greek mathematicians. 2. Given R is the radius of a sphere, the surface area of a sphere is how many times pi r squared?
He answered this wrong.
No. Archimedes was the Greek mathematician, and 4 pi squared is the result of the equation. Toss-up. He eventually drove parishioners away from the church with his fire and brimstone sermons, but he's still regarded as one of the greatest theologians in the 18th century. For 10 points, who stimulated the Great Awakening and railed about sinners in the hands of an angry God? Jonathan Edwards. Toss-up. Founded in 1909, it wasn't until 2010 that it got its first female chairperson. Rosalind N. Brock also happens to be the youngest person ever to chair. For 10 points, what civil rights organization? Correct.
I was letting y'all listen to the whole question.
For 20 points, you all may confer. Its author formed her view of slavery while living in Cincinnati, where she wrote satirical pieces for local papers. For 10 points apiece, name this abolitionist author, her classic book about slaves, including one who dies in the hands of Simon Legree. Harriet Beecher Stowe. The book is Uncle Tom's Cabin. Toss-up. Cultural artifact or international weapon of oral distraction. Apparently both, as it is used during the 2010 World Cup as both common and controversial. For 10 points, what is this favorite noisemaker of Lopard fans? It's called a buzina.
The other team.
Toss-up. It opened at Her Majesty's Theatre in Westminster, England in 1986. It's still running. 2 years later, it opened in the U.S. and became the longest running musical in Broadway history. A love story between a soprano and a disfigured musical genius.
You didn't bless. Doesn't matter. You're correct.